Breonna Taylor was 26. Breonna Taylor was an emergency room tech. Breonna Taylor was saving to buy a house. March 13th, 2020. Officers used a battering ram to break down Breonna's front door. There's no police body cam footage of that night. Plainclothes Louisville Metro Police Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankinson, and Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly blindly fired 25 bullets into Breonna's apartment after her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, fired a warning shot. No knock warrant. The man who police were searching for when they conducted their no knock warrant did not even live at Breonna's address. The quote unquote no knock warrant provision of the warrant allowed LEOs to enter Breonna's home without identifying themselves. No knock warrants are issued in cases where police are concerned about giving suspects time to destroy evidence once they arrive at their residence. In each of the 5 warrants that were approved by Jefferson County Circuit Court Judge Mary Shaw, detectives used identical language seeking to justify the no knock entry. These drug traffickers have a history of attempting to destroy evidence, have cameras on the location that compromise detectives once an approach to that dwelling is made, and have a history of fleeing from law enforcement. End quote. Welcome back to the Make It Home Safe podcast. This is episode 18, I'm pretty sure. This is gonna be a special edition episode dedicated to Breonna Taylor. Of course, I'm your host, Dingle, Daryl, Kez. I got a couple different aliases that I go by. I'm joined by a couple of less than stellar gentlemen. They'll introduce themselves.
Wow, less than stellar. All right. So what's up? Bash Top, Bash Cash. Yeah, this is a pretty important episode. I'm glad y'all have been listening to us. If you haven't, and this is the first episode that you have listened to, this would be a good one, and this would be a good way to tell you how we think about things and what we'll be talking about.
You already know what it is. Shout out to Breonna Taylor. All love, baby girl. We still riding for you. It's been a year. We're gonna keep riding for you till you get justice. It's your boy Russ. Ask me about Breonna Taylor. Ask me about Fred Hampton. You know the vibes.
Don't know, man. It's just cause I am the best person on this entire podcast. You will enjoy everything that I say. And not for real though. Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. Hope all them cops go to jail.
Facts.
Going on, everybody? It's Quam, aka Big Cap, in the group chat. Your narrator, moderator to keep everybody on track. Today's track of mine is about Breonna Taylor. We're wearing custom-made shirts. Breonna, let us know if you would like some. If you're interested, it's real simple. It just says Breonna, just to show our dedication, our cause, and our focus on justice to her and the whole situation. So sit back, relax, enjoy the podcast. All right, y'all. Since we're talking about Breonna Taylor, what's your whole thoughts of the whole situation? What you think? Where's your mindset? Where do you think we should go with this?
Man, let's just keep it real. It's crazy. It's been a year. Like 2020 was a hell of a year, and it's crazy that happened in March 13th, exactly a year ago. But for somebody to be at home asleep and your safe place, the one place you feel like you're safe at, no knock, battering ram come kick your door in, and your boyfriend trying to protect you, he fired a warning shot, don't even shoot for real, and they lay you down at home. That's the worst feeling. It gotta be. Just me reading that story, it hurt me.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Jess. My bad. No, you good. You got it.
Nah, man, it's just another example to me of, the constant like fear that Black people live in. Like he said, that's the place you would consider yourself safest at. I'm not outside wilding. I'm not drunk over here. I'm not putting myself in any dangerous positions in my life. I'm making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You go to work, you came home, you in your bed, sleep. And if somebody, let's be real, any one of us, if somebody and I unannounced knock my door down, I'm firing warning. Now I don't think I'm firing.
You have a right to. No,
but I'm doing the same thing.
Right.
And the fact that it took them so long to not charge him, that it took y'all this long for somebody who's protecting and lost somebody in this to still have to kind of fight for their freedom, and they trying to fight for their sanity at the same time. It's just like, it's a telling tale of what it's like to be Black in America, man. And it's sad, but I am glad. My fault. I want to say one thing. I am glad though, out of all that, it's an unfortunate situation, but I am happy that he survived because in most of those cases,
Sure.
they wouldn't have let him survive, and the story would have been way different. You understand? So I am glad that in the instance that he was able to make it out of that, so that people could really see the light. Because again, I feel like if they would have killed him, the story would have been so different on TV. There would be none of this.
Absolutely.
I want to pull the facts, right? So the facts were based off of the narration, right? They weren't in police uniform.
No.
So they were undercover, just random people kicking your door with guns. What would you do? Like, this is me asking y'all, what would y'all do? If random people kicked in your door, a regular street clothes with guns, what would you do?
They kick in my door, my alarm gonna go off. So I ain't gonna know what kind of clothes they got on. I just know that it's
I'm gonna be honest with you.
And my alarm is going off, so I'm getting the gun regardless.
I say this because even though he didn't know there were cops, he only gave off a warning shot.
Yeah.
That's a
random
little bit times.
That's
random people.
That's less than what I would do. I'm not firing warning shots.
Can you imagine if he let's just put it this way, beyond the Breonna Taylor situation, let's address this. Can you imagine if he actually shot the cops? He would have been in the wrong for shooting cops who were undercover kicking in his door.
Yeah.
You could see, I mean, I could definitely imagine. You see how long it took for him, and he didn't even shoot nobody.
Mm-hmm.
He shot a warning
shot. To not charge him?
He shot a warning shot at that. Like, let's just address that. Like, first of all, like,
hold
undercover.
on.
What's up?
We're going to backpedal. I got some like live updates too to add to it. Apparently the cop got hit in the leg, but it was like a graze. It wasn't like a full hit, but they still, no justification.
Is he wrong for shooting at someone in civilian clothes,
No.
kicking in his
He was
door?
just acquitted.
Absolutely
He was
not.
just acquitted of all charges.
I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I don't mean to make this a race thing, but white people are the most collector of guns and ammo. And I hear half of them say, I wish someone would kick open my door.
Yeah.
So keep that same energy then.
It's like
some random people kicked open her door. He fired a warning shot, grazed one in the leg. Is he wrong? Let's just address that situation right there. Because a lot of people like to paint this dude as a thug, as like a mercenary or whatever you want to put it. Is he wrong for shooting at people, for kicking open his door in the middle of the night with guns?
no, because you have the right to do that. This is my other thing is that like now like as people who haven't had to experience that, if that does happen, do you stop and think like, wait, is it the police? No. Normal people not stopping to think is
no one is trained for that.
That's what I'm saying. So therefore,
you aren't trained for these situations.
Him firing warning shots or a warning shot or whatever, that's much less than I would have did. Because if people are in my house, you know what I'm saying, unannounced, don't know who they are, they didn't knock, you don't know they're there, they just bust in, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah, that's
I had a kid. Like
exactly.
They shot
they shot
how many
come in my
rounds?
house unannounced, like you don't get a
32.
chance to explain yourself.
I
32
literally
rounds. They shot 32 rounds in retaliation of one warning shot of a warning shot.
Yep.
Yeah, I tell people this all the time. Like my friends will tell you, like my family will tell you, if you come to my house and you will come unannounced, don't come crawling through no window because you think we ain't 20 no more. Don't come calling through my window or some other way that I'm telling you, bro. As a man, whatever anybody want to say, as a man, when you have a family, you are the protector. They look to you when something happens. Nobody's coming through my house. So if I hear that's you sneaking in, if I hear you battering my door and knocking it down and just coming rushing in, it's over. It's over for both of us because you gonna have to kill me because I'm definitely not till it empty.
Thanks.
Here's the thing, though. Are you wrong for that? Like people, this is what I'm circling at.
Wrong,
people keep painting him like he's wrong for that. Like he was wrong for shooting a warning shot or something.
Let's not even get to people painting him like he's wrong for that. People painting her like she's wrong for that because she was with him.
Yeah.
And you know
what's so wrong? Like we all don't have family members who have done wrong. So anytime basically what they're saying, like anytime you at a family reunion, you're susceptible to get dropped because you're wrong, a bad person.
And you deserve it, and you should have known that it was coming because you were around those people.
Do you know how I didn't.
You know how detached from reality. You have to
Yeah,
be
you know how
that-
fucking detached you have to be to say that, to explain that. I seen
You know-
I had a coworker who explained to me that I believe it was Eric Gardner who was selling loose cigarettes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He said he shouldn't have been selling loose cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's a reason for your life. That's a reason to cost you your life.
And
I don't
people do
care what race you are, bro.
Yeah.
Humanity is humanity. People fuck up, people make mistakes, but it should never come to them at the consequence of their life unless they're putting other lives in danger. This man was selling loose cigarettes. She was asleep.
Exactly. And the thing that kills me about the whole thing, like that you're supposed to be like undercover detective, whatever. You're supposed to have all the intel lined up. You know, when we go to work, we have our objectives lined up, what we're going to do, how we're going to tackle it.
We can't.
Bro,
strike
the
anything.
dude didn't even live at the house that they were looking for.
They knew what the fuck they were doing. First of all, listen to this, right? If they were following him, right? They knew everything that he was doing. They knew he went in that house. They could have got him on the way into the fucking house.
Yeah, they could have did all that.
I think the most vulnerable you're at, like honestly speaking, is getting out the car. Who the fuck gets out the car with a gun waving? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Someone
true.
could easily pull up at any point. Someone could easily pull up on you while you opening your door, stepping out.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Tell you
Yeah.
freeze. Don't make no sudden moves. Stop you right there. No matter what y'all say, there's no way around that. How can you, when you're getting out of your car, do you really think you're gonna beat someone who has a gun drawn on you already?
You know what's like actually fucking disgusting is I think I sent y'all that link to that video where that teacher was talking about it in their class.
Yeah, we
and
gonna
she
play
was
this
saying,
at-
yeah. Like that's just ridiculous, bro. And it's neither one of their fault. Neither one of their fault that this happened.
It's the Louisville Police Department's fault.
But the person keeps digging for reasons why it should be then. Why are you trying so hard to make someone a victim?
Yeah, it should
Only
never.
in certain situations. Trying so hard.
Only
to
certain.
certain situations make a person be the victim.
How many-
When people willingly storm the Capitol, then trying so hard to make them not be like they're innocent. They're
Bro, I'll
they're
keep
innocent.
it. I'll keep it as close as possible. How many mass shooters get away with their lives?
When they look like, when they don't look like
I
us.
say when they don't like
all of
us,
them.
most
They,
except for the ones
Buddy-
that kill themselves.
Buddy shot up a church and they took him to Burger King because he was hungry.
Homeboy was in the street. What's his name? Kyle, whatever his name is. His name not important. Fuck him. But he was in the street with the damn AR and killed 2 people.
Talking to the cops and everything.
Talking to the cops. Like he was
cool.
And then not only that,
They bailed him out.
people put 6 figures together to get him out of prison.
You was right. It was 200,000. You were right.
Yeah.
You should have kept going. It was 200,000.
Like, but
That's crazy, bro.
and then people make it hard for us to say it's not a race thing, but it really is just boiled down to a race thing.
They don't make it hard for us to say it's not a race thing. Everybody knows it's a race thing, but admitting it to themselves just means that they have to take responsibility for why it's a race thing. It's just the fact that they brought us over here, and the whole reason they brought us over here and everything they brought us over here to do, they have been afraid of us and all the good that we can do since they brought us the fuck over here. Imagine creating your own nightmare, going countries away to bring your own nightmare here just to be terrified of them. Makes no fucking sense.
And to get back, and I agree with Daryl 100%. I'm glad you said that, and I got to quote that. I keep that.
It is. You go ahead, Russ.
This is what like when every time I think about this case and the grounds they stood on for the no-knock warrant. So if you listen to the quote or the narration at the beginning of the episode, it was said that these are drug traffickers and they routinely like try to fuss the product. Okay, then what's not to say you stopping Kyle in the suburbs for every routine drug transaction? You might as well have a no-knock warrant, whether it's dime bags, a little stick of Reggie, because that don't even make sense. Like there was no grounds. They should. That's what I'm getting from it. Like I'm skeptical of the whole thing because if there should be a no-knock warrant for everything. Then if that's what they do,
Were there drugs at the house?
No, they didn't find anything. That's what I was confused
That's what
about.
That's what I want to confront too, right there. So they killed somebody with no proof of evidence.
And the crazy thing is the gun was registered to him too. So they tried to get him on that, but it was registered.
They tried to get him for the gun that he shot.
You know they
Of course.
would have.
What else?
You know
What
Yeah,
else
they
would
tried to
they-
get him for the gun.
What else would they have?
When you can't find anything,
How can you
get
be
desperate.
how can you be so wrong and get away with this? How can you be so wrong and
I
get
was
away
like,
with this?
they got off.
Because you make the rules.
Yeah, thank you, Justin.
The
Thank
justice
you.
system provides justice to who it was built for. It wasn't built
The
for.
crazy thing is, though, the justice system isn't built for the people who are making comments that she shouldn't have been with them. The justice system ain't for them poor folks either, bro.
Every system that we have is reflective of something else on a greater scale. We have things where we do things and we say, like, this is my man, so I'm gonna help him out with this and do that because it's a personal friend of yours, or it's
Yeah.
someone that you might give more leeway to than another person. On the larger scale of that, it's the same thing with white people, with law enforcement. It's look, we gotta protect each other. They say it all the time. Cops the biggest gang. It really is. It really is, and there are people that want to go against the grain, I'm sure, but they
can't.
can't.
No, they
Yeah.
can't.
You
Like
can't.
you talk to
That's-
other people who are you can't go against
and
the
this
grain.
is what, and I'm not making an excuse for them because you still if you stay in the mix, don't give me the excuse. Well, I couldn't really. You shouldn't have been in the mix. Then you should have slid out of the way and then try to do something. But my point is, I'm not surprised at how these things work because that's how. We have small systems that prove that where we got it from was up here. They said they do this, take care of your own, make sure the people that are around you, you know what I'm saying, are doing well. They're not getting in trouble, they're not getting booked. They made the rules, and those are their friends, and we are not.
I want
Simple
to
as
get
that.
I want
Simple
to
as that.
give this situation more towards like the people who are justifying it, the people who weren't in the mix, justifying these cops and stuff. Those people, if you are one of those people, I mean, at a certain point, you gotta wake up and you gotta fucking look yourself in the mirror. To say that it was, well, she shouldn't be chilling with so and so. Well, they knew what they was getting into. Well, sometimes that just happens. Get the fuck out of here with that. You know what I'm saying?
There's always going to be an opposite narrative, though. There's just
I've heard excuse after excuse after excuse. No matter what you boil it down to, an innocent woman died.
Fact.
Yep.
No matter what race, what color, what fucking situation, a hardworking woman who was innocent, who had nothing to do with this,
Who
died.
dedicated her
And
life
you know
to
what's
saving other
crazy?
people's lives.
Yeah. And you know what's
And she was
crazy?
an emergency
go
room
ahead.
tech. She was emergency room tech. Nah, just go back to what he said. She was emergency room tech. But go ahead, Russ.
And no, and that's what you guys have all said. This is the worst part about it because Breonna Taylor and Justin was right about like the system wasn't built for us to win. But the shit that kills me, this girl dedicated her time to her city. She loved Louisville. You know, she was going out, she was saving people's lives. You always see Blue Lives Matter, XYZ Lives Matter. This was somebody, a public servant, and y'all killed her. And the craziest thing about it, there was somebody who was out, because, you know, at first the cops tried to say they knocked or whatever. There was somebody outside smoking a cigarette that said they did knock. Breonna, they could hear Breonna shout, "Who is it?" several times. And they still came in blasting. And the thing that kills me, like the entire thing, like when I think about it, after the fact that this happened, after she died, they tried to give her retribution by getting rid of no-knock orders and naming it the Breonna Taylor law, meaning that no-knock orders are outlawed. So you have to knock and announce your presence. And that's a slap in the face. You don't lock these cops up, but you gonna name a law after the girl? Hell no, dog. If that was my
You know what they did, right?
sister,
They had a black representative to stand against her too.
yeah, he's Attorney General, Daniel Jenkins. Didn't even process the case. He took engagement photos. Uncle Ruckus ass dude too.
Every
Bro, I'm telling you,
high-profile
this shit
case.
hot when I think about it.
I was watching, not that this is on the same track at all, but I was just thinking about, I was watching Made in America like a while ago, the O.J. Simpson trial, and they had like it was an all white DA like team assigned to go against Johnny, his lawyer though.
Johnny Cochran.
Yeah, to go against Johnny Cochran and all that. And so right before they like went to trial, they got a random black lawyer to put on there, and he was like the only one that spoke in that case for the defensive side.
Yeah, they
Why
do
else
that.
would you
They
do
do
that?
that strategically.
Why else
They
would you
do
do
that
that?
strategically. They try
Why
to
else
do
would you
that
do
strategically. Just like y'all didn't watch
Crazy,
American Skin,
bro.
right?
Oh,
But
that's
here's
crazy.
y'all didn't watch American Skin, but there's a crazy point on there, and it was like they always get the mother of the victim to say we don't want justice for so and so dying.
Yep.
That is a crazy thought. Like, and it's real. You always see the mother like, no, we just want peace. We want justice. We don't want war. We want peace. And it was like they always get the mother to do that. And it hit me. I was like, oh shit, they always do that. Because how can you be so angry? How can you be more angry than the mother of the victim?
Yeah.
And that's why they do it. They boil this shit down to a fucking science, bro.
Worse.
They gotta damage control it. You already know how it goes.
It's
They try to
crazy,
keep
bro.
us in line, but they don't keep everybody else in line. And it's where my mom lives at, and this is even back home too. And Tracy Brown can tell you this. There's a club back home where you can't get in if you're wearing Jordans.
There's
Yeah,
multiple
There's
clubs.
plenty.
They
There's
do
plenty
that.
in DC.
There
It's
was
all
one right out
targeted.
here.
There's a bunch of them. It's all targeted for black people, man.
Exactly.
Like on a lighter side, you ever seen RCDC World? The video, he was like, "Well, you wear this, you can't get in."
With the guns.
Well,
The
you got to
dude
do
just
your,
with the
you got to
guns,
do,
the rocket
yeah, you got to
launcher?
do your hair to get in. He's like, "Don't worry, my barber right here. You can fade me up right now."
Yeah.
He's like, "You're black. You can't get in. You're black. You're black." Like he's like, "Well, that's all you have to say then."
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy because they try to associate black people for violence all the time, but violence is a humanity thing.
Worse.
Like you can look it up, right? Crime is inherently what was like not inherently, as poverty rises, wherever there's high poverty, you'll have high crime in general. Doesn't matter what race, it doesn't matter what they look like, their height, whatever. It's not, crime is not comparable to a race, it's comparable to a poverty thing. Where people have less, where people need, where people have less, they're more adapt to do desperate things.
Yeah, and that's just logic. That's just saying, like, when you don't need or want for anything, you won't go out your way to cause trouble necessarily. Now, some people at the top, you know, that's different money that they making, so they causing all types. But for the most part, you're not gonna make waves a normal human citizen because you have what you need. Now, when you don't, like you said, it's like that. When you gotta look at your family, you might have some kids that are hungry and starving. Like that'll really happen to people. People really think it's like something you've seen in a movie. It's like, no, the movie got it from life.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
this is not a movie. There are people that cannot provide or whatever may have happened, and they'll go crazy and go book a store, and you'll be like, oh, look at them. Like, no, bro, they're on their last wits. They're on the end. They don't have nothing, nobody to turn to. It's not crazy.
A lot of people like to turn to Chicago, like, well, look at what the black people are doing there. Like, go to a trailer park where poor white people are.
Man, where them black kids get those guns?
Yeah,
Where they get
anywhere you
those
go,
AKs and all these 30, 100 round drums.
You can go overseas right now and go to a poor neighborhood, and I bet you the crime is high. Go to London, the crime is high.
Imagine having to paint black people and the black race as being the most violent thing ever, but yet your race is responsible for the Tulsa riots. Your race is responsible for almost damn near the extinction of Native Americans. Your race is responsible for
religious wars. Religious
atrocity
wars.
on atrocity on atrocity, but black people are the most violent creatures just walking the earth.
You already know what it is. What Pusha T say? You a child of a lesser God when your melanin got a 10? You already know how they look at us.
And then the craziest
second-class citizens still.
The wildest thing after all y'all just said, all we want to do is just be equals. We don't want to be better. We don't want like, you know what I'm saying, like some crazy stuff. We just want to be equal. We just want to be treated like equals, given a fair chance after all of that.
I want reparations.
But yet, I mean, that's a whole nother topic right there, reparations.
Revenge.
But that'll never happen. But like, it's just wild how they paint us to be such vulgar animals, such violent animals, and black on black crimes, even though there's no other race on race crimes. But that's a whole nother thing too. But at the end of the day, all we want to do is just be treated fairly.
I agree. You know why they're afraid though? And I've heard somebody say this, and it was like it hit me when they said it. They're afraid that if we get to that point where they're at, we're gonna do to them what they done to us.
Exactly.
That's what you're afraid of.
Yep.
You're afraid we gonna learn from everything you did and then flip the script on y'all. No, we won't.
I just want to live, man. That's the biggest thing. And it's not even like I got issues with other people like that. It's just, I it's weird. And I think about like Quam and Daryl and Vash and Josh, like y'all, I don't have any kids. Y'all raising black kids, and it's, I'm not gonna say any names, but somebody, in a highly publicized position, spoke a hateful rhetoric, and they incited violence. They talked about this shit, and they, talking all this nonsense and whatnot. And it's hard. I remember me growing up and just in Arizona, a traditionally red state, people fly Confederate flags in Arizona, farthest away from the South as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think about, like, I don't know, y'all kids, and I pray for y'all kids.
Wait. Can you address that again? You said people fly Confederate flags in Arizona?
They fly Confederate flags in Arizona, and it's
that whole
crazy
shit happened in the Southeast.
Of course.
But you know what else is crazy about it too? There's military members that fly Confederate flags. And you know what's crazy to me? This is the craziest shit.
The Confederate wanted to separate from this country.
Exactly. So domestic terrorists, all enemies, foreign and domestic. What is that? So you can't really be for America and you flying a Confederate flag? What are you talking about? Just say you don't like
It
black.
reminds them of a simpler time.
Yeah.
Heard you.
Imagine
Like
growing up in Virginia, bro.
That's true.
Like, that's you know what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
apparent. That's here. That's what you see. You know what I'm saying? In Danville, Virginia, like maybe like 30 minutes away from where I'm from or whatever, they got it's a big ass pole at the top. It's got a Confederate flag. I think it's still there. Like,
and it's 2021.
Yeah, like right now, I think it's still there. I think when I went home not too long ago, it was there.
I don't get why. I don't get like why is that even allowed? I don't understand why. Like bro, it doesn't make no sense. You can't. That's like me putting a Nazi shirt on. That's what that is.
That too, though.
I don't. You know what? If they do, then that's crazy. I don't see them, but I mean, I don't put it past people. I guess at this point in life, but it ain't as normal.
For sure, it's definitely
you ain't gonna go all over the place and see that popping up, but it's just crazy to me. It's like, yo, y'all lost the war. We know what you stood for. So whenever people try to say, "Oh, it's just because," no, bro, that's a lie. That is a lie. You telling me you're flying the Confederate flag for anything other than your race
for Southern heritage.
Yeah, you don't have none. Y'all don't have one. Your heritage died.
Southern pride.
Southern pride is American pride. And I'm gonna be real with you. We're not anti-American. We're not saying anti-American things. We're anti-injustice. Anti-injustice.
Yeah.
People need to catch on to that shit. Like, you don't just, when you rock a symbol, that symbol stands for everything it backed. Not just one thing, not just two things, right? The cross doesn't just stand for just Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying, right? The cross symbolizes everything that it symbols in its history. It's not just one thing. You can't just pick and choose one thing when you're choosing a symbol. A symbol stands for a certain thing.
Especially as many eras, generations as it's been through.
Exactly, right? That's like saying the Nazi symbol stands for just the
empowerment of German people.
The empowerment of German people, or the empowerment of the Aryan race, of what they believe was the Aryan race, right? No, it doesn't work that fucking way. It does not work that way at all. Like when you think of when we put up the Black Panther symbol, do they think of Black Panthers educating others, Black Panthers feeding others, or do they think of the whole
free food for the kids,
or do they think of the whole embodiment of the Black Panther? Do they think of just one thing out of that symbol? They don't.
See, I think like you can't distance yourself from it, right? You can't tell me that you believe that these are the things I liked about the Confederate flag, but not this part. That's not the part I like. Because there's a reason why brands, you could do 1,000 great things for a brand, but if you do one off-brand thing, they're gonna kick your ass off the team, right? We do not agree with the things that they say. They're gonna do all that. Why? Because one thing out of 1,000 still represents what you're representing. So the Confederate flag can't be 20 other things. It's down to one thing. If it did one thing, like keep people enslaved, you cannot say, oh, I don't agree with that part. You do. You have to, because if it won, that's what would have happened. So you can't say that. You cannot separate them. To me, that's bullshit. You fly the Confederate flag if you're saying whatever you want to say to dress it up for people. Cool. You're a racist. You're a racist. I don't have no white friends that fly that.
I'm gonna be real with you. You can be racist, just I'm not gonna be around you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you want it, that's what you want to be. Go ahead.
I'm not here to control what nobody does.
Exactly.
Don't do it over here.
Don't. No, it's not that. It's not that for me. It's don't justify it.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't justify that shit to me. You ain't got to sell me on whatever. Right? We can be co-workers. We can be co-workers. You can have your own views that I don't agree with. I don't have to fuck with you. I just have to work with you, coexist with you, right? But don't try to justify that bullshit.
That's the thing, bro.
That's my thing.
That's the thing. Sometimes, in the military, you're not like fortunate enough to not, be around those type of people. So you can't you can't do shit. Me though, like not saying that like what I'm saying, I'm some kind of like I don't even know what I'm trying to explain is that when you're in those situations, like Quan was just talking about, I try my best to not even communicate. Like just simple as that. Just simple as that. Like if anything, like you start talking about something that I'm not, wanting to talk about, or I don't think is appropriate, I'm not in it. Not in it. Don't ask me for my opinions, my views. Don't ask me anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So like when you're in the military, like that's just something else that Black people have to face.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. Y'all can't really escape anything. Y'all have a melting pot.
You want to hear something? You want to hear something worse? Not to call it out, but your leadership show their colors a lot.
Yes.
A lot. And
yes.
And I'm not going to go into detail about it, but just know that one of my coworkers said that he should have died off of selling that loose cigarettes. And he was over me, man. And I was supposed to I just got to take that on the chin. I got to take that on the chin, to be honest with you.
Or you got to put your fist on his chin and then fuck up everything else. So yeah.
And then you're the angry, and then you're the angry guy. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
That's what they want to do.
Yep.
That's what they want to do.
They can do what they do though. But
bro, that's why, man. That's why I wasn't going to those Fitch parties, man. I couldn't do it.
Oh, I never went.
I couldn't do it, man, because I was gonna be the angry dude.
So
all the time.
here's my theory of not my theory, my thing about my last unit, right? There was this dude who did this annual like a 4th of July party, right? He was one of those who showed his colors, right? They show their colors in little spurts, right? And my homeboy, who was Black, was like, yo, you ain't going? I was like, no, because I know what's gonna happen. Someone's gonna drink, and then the first thing I'm gonna hear is, hey, you're a Black guy. And they ask my opinion on something that's gonna offend the fuck out of me. You know what I mean when I hear that. Hey, you're a Black guy.
Man, bro.
Yeah.
I can't be in those situations because I can't.
No, I already know. And then I'll drink. Oh man, I'll snap.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like drunk or not, like I really can't tame my anger. Like when those kind of situations come my way. So it's kind of like whatever happens at that point. Like I'm not even thinking about it. If that was to happen at work, I honestly don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would be there or here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know because I don't know where I'll take it. Like you took it there. So and that's like to the rim of like disrespect to me. So that if we're disrespecting each other, then so we go
sober.
there.
So sober, I can handle disrespect. Like I do have a limit, but I have a better limit. I could say I have a 2,000% better chance of getting by when sober. But drinking, y'all know me. Drinking, nah, bro. I'll snap.
Yeah,
I'll snap 100%. That's why I can't put myself in those situations that's gonna drink. Like, what type of party is it? Oh, it's these type of people. If it's those type of people, I'm not gonna drink.
Have y'all been called the N-word since you've been in the military? Like by someone in the military?
Absolutely. By what'd you say?
by someone in the military.
So
No.
Not to
this
my
is,
face. Not to my
Fuck
face.
no.
not to my
Like,
face. No.
like remember when I said there's certain things I can handle when sober? That ain't one of them.
Remember 2 seconds ago?
Just 2
That-
seconds ago, huh? We was in
That ain't-
tech school.
that
We
ain't
was in
one.
tech
Yeah,
school.
Daryl, tell
That
the
ain't one
story.
of them.
Daryl,
Yeah, we
tell
was
the
in
story.
tech school, and we were in like, so my tech school, mind you, my tech school was like 9 months. So we was like at the 7.5 month mark of tech school, like about to get out. So everybody like, yo, we just got to get to the finish line, blah blah. So we finished one of our tests for one of our blocks, and we come out, and they tell you like you're not supposed to talk about answers in the break room. Like you're supposed to be in there. You're not supposed to talk about answers, blah blah. So we in there, we just sitting, and we all like laughing about the like what we gonna do after this, because we wasn't worried about our test. Like we studied and stuff, so we was pretty confident for our test. So the one dude comes out, he's all nervous, and he asks, well, what do you guys get for this? And what do you guys get for this? I'm like, why are you like, we can't talk about like tests. Like, what are you talking about? What do you go somewhere? And he was like, you know what? You're just a fucking nigger. You think you're better than me because you're because mind you, like I was on track to be like DG out of tech school. So he's just going off and you just think you're better than me.
Distinguished grad.
Distinguished graduate, which means you had like the highest GPA or one of the highest GPAs or whatever it was.
Yep.
So you're just a fucking nigger, and all you're gonna be is a fucking nigger. You're not better than me. And everybody in the break room was like so astonished. They was looking at him like, and I was laughing in his face. I was like,
So why did
I'm still
he
gonna be
thinks-
better than you.
he thinks he's gonna be better than you just because of your race?
And I'm still gonna be better than you. Like,
And you know what's crazy?
you calling me a nigger does what? I'm
You
not
just
gonna get up.
laughed?
I'm not gonna beat your ass and drag you through the hallways like you was trying to get me to do. I'm not gonna throw my damn 9 months here. I didn't want to be here anyway, away, and have to either get
Neither would
reclassed or have to
I.
be put in jail or anything like that.
Neither would
I'm just gonna
I.
laugh in your fucking face. Because
You know
at
what?
the end of the day, when I get DG, I'm still gonna be a nigger. Not that I'm a nigger anyway, but
You're a
you still gonna
distinguished
think
nigger.
you still gonna think I'm a nigger, and I'm still gonna be better than you. I'm still gonna be up higher than you. I still worked harder than you to be where the fuck I am. So
Imagine
whatever
thinking
you call
you're
me,
better than someone just because
whatever
of your
you
race.
call me don't have
just
shit to
because
do
of
with
your
me.
race.
what you call me has shit to do with you, not me.
I can't
but what did they do
I
with
can't
him?
believe knowing you. I can't believe that.
Bro,
that
I'm telling you, that's what. So I say all that to say
Wait. There's no
that
consequence, bro?
Let him
no,
finish. Yeah.
nothing happened to him. Nothing at all. Nothing.
Let me chime in real quick before y'all get y'all shots off.
Nothing at all.
This dude, I didn't know this had happened. Daryl told me later about this. This dude had the audacity to come sit with me and Daryl at was it lunch or dinner?
You let him sit with you at lunch after?
No,
this was months a year later.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind.
But he had the audacity to come sit and smile in Daryl's face and do all this. I was like, yo, dog, if I would have known that then, it would have been an issue.
What you
I
kicked
had
him off the
mind
table?
you, I had to work with him. So we went tech school, and then we got stationed at the same first base. We was in Japan together. So
You
we
should
had
have
the
whooped
same
on him in
first
Japan.
base,
It's
all that.
over now.
Hell yeah.
I don't
What,
know.
drunk
Listen,
night?
I'll put the
Oh,
balls
man.
on you, baby.
Listen, I had to be. So I was there. We was there at the same time.
You
We
was
was all
there,
there.
yeah,
At the same,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
we talking after this because I gotta. Yeah.
I got you, Vash. You look
No
at-
shot.
Yeah, he put it in
No
the chat. Yeah.
No
For
shot.
sure. Yep.
No shot.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
No,
On
my thing. So,
Continue.
You got a
look,
Facebook?
Go ahead,
back
yeah.
to what I'm saying. Yeah, somewhere anyway. But my thing,
Alright.
so I say all that to say that at that point in life, I was on some damn, bro. Like they say whatever they want. As long as they don't put their hands on me, blah 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 blah. I am no longer at that point in my life. So like, I guess that was like a pass. Like whatever. I move forward with that. I'm gonna go on and continue doing what I gotta do. But I'm not at that point anymore. Like I've already gotten everything that I need to do. Worst case scenario. Anyway, some things can happen, but regardless, like you can't just come say anything to me anymore because it's more serious than that. People are dying every day and nothing's happening about it. Everybody's going around like it should be normal. Everybody's just getting off what the fuck they want to say. Trump was in presidency and everybody felt so fucking bold. Everybody was out here with every red hat. Everybody was out here with all lives matter, blue lives matter. If you believe black lives matter, then you're really the racist one. Like you can't say that shit.
How are we?
anymore.
Yo, I
You
still
can't
don't
say that
understand
shit. That's shit that you
How?
can't say to me anymore. But that was me at a different time, and I'm glad that was me at that time because I might not be here. But now that
shout
I'm
out
here,
to Russ for
you
that.
can't
Thank
say
you,
that
Russ.
shit to me no more.
That's real.
I'ma just-
Go ahead,
Is he
go
the
ahead.
midget on the left or the right?
the right. No,
I'ma
he's on the
just
left. He's on the
say-
left. I'm sorry. He's on
I'm
the left.
gonna just say if that
ahead.
had that been me, bro.
Leave this one alone.
Had that been me, bro, my 8-9 months would have been down the fucking drain.
Yeah.
gonna be real with you, and this is
he would have
this
got
is
he would literally got what he wanted.
This is something people need to ask when they try to compare us or try to analyze our situations. Would y'all have settled for that if they would have disrespected you? If someone disrespected y'all because of the race or the color of your skin and the way you look, not your character, how would y'all react? And that's where most people get it disassociated. They don't just keep it on that basic of a level.
I know now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like if
I
someone
think
came
now
up to,
I'm probably opposite of what Daryl is. Like now, like I don't know, man. Like then I would have definitely punched him in the face. But I also didn't really. I didn't have to go through what he was going through. I didn't have no schooling. I didn't care about none of that. So all I know is if you was in front of me and would have said, "Yo, you was a nigger," that'd have been the last time you said it to me.
Yeah.
he said you'd be less of me because you're a nigga, bro.
Yeah, I don't even care what he would have said around it. All I would have needed was the ER. He could have said it with the GGA. I'd be like, not today, brother. Or you caught the right nigga you was looking for. But I think now, like, I still feel like I might just slap somebody, man. Like I might, depending on who you are. Like if you one of them, if you one of them big brolic dudes, you want to tell me, I'll fight you. If you're a little skinny kid that's just trying to say stuff because you're so mad and you know, like, oh, this is what's gonna hurt him because I can't do nothing else, I might just like shut up. Saying.
Yeah, bro. I can't. I think I can control myself in any other situation, but that one right there, bro, it just I don't see nothing. I see red. That's it. I don't see nothing else. Like I can't. No, I can't. That's a switch I can't turn off, bro.
Let me refer to some
not reacting to things that didn't like rile me up like that. And because I already from Buffalo, New York, like I already pegged in my mind that he was racist anyway. So like when he came out and said that kind of shit, like
you getting old, bro. Your patience getting shorter. You getting old.
That's what I'm saying. Like before, I used to be able to like look at you and laugh in your face, but now like no, your face gonna look different.
That's why I think, like, honestly, like, y'all know I didn't mess with Nip like that as an artist for different reasons. But after like I looked more into it, I kind of I'm starting to like his music and everything. And I think what he said on DJ Mustard's mixtape, people need to learn how to react to disrespect. They need to react differently. That's a tough thing, man. If somebody look you in your face and say you nothing but a worthless nigga and you ain't gonna amount to nothing.
You gotta laugh.
Like that. See, I'm laughing because I think it's blowing my mind that I have to react differently. Like other than like, all right, let's knuckle up, or you know what I'm saying, let's take it to that spot. Then. Let's take it there. Then you know what I'm saying.
I think it's so situational in my head because I feel like I got control. You know what I'm saying? I think that in my mind, I feel like I got control, but I also know like I don't think I could go home.
It takes one
and
time,
rest comfortably. Like, yo, I ain't slap him in the mouth. I didn't like. I don't think I could do it, and that will be what bothers me. I might just have to slap you just so I could be peaceful about my day. Like, yeah, he did that, but guess what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got mines because I just that's one of those things. Like, I'd rather you call me a bitch or something. I could deal with that. Like, whatever's whatever. Unless you here and we in front of each other and that's what you're doing. If you you a bit whatever, cool. You talking. But that intent with that word, I know what you're trying to do, and I know what your intent is, and so like I feel like I'm gonna meet you there.
Yeah, and I ain't mad at that.
To keep it right on gear of the whole Breonna Taylor thing, right, and like her situation, what came of it, right? That's what I kind of like want to.
Nothing came of it.
What do you? Yeah, that's my point. What do you think would take to like for them to just see us? And like as like an equal to get something to come from it, because I know for a fact, right? Listen to this, right? If a young white woman who got killed, they would paint the greatest picture of her. Hell, they created a great picture of the woman who stormed the Capitol and said she was in the Air Force and this and that, right? She was a reservist. Beautiful.
Go read her.
She was reservist and everything, but they painted a great picture of her. What do you think it would take for us to just get that kind of respect or that response?
It would have to be like, it couldn't be like, it would have to be an alien invasion. Like it would have to be all humanity has to fight force? Against something different, so that they would be like, oh my god,
they love doing that.
We're all one and all this.
Where are the feminists to back her up?
It don't match their brand of femininity. They only try to push one thing, but we're not gonna get on that. I just want to tell y'all.
Yeah, that's just a question. That's just a question.
It doesn't match their brand of feminism, and we can talk about that all.
And this is a woman at the end of this video who we're gonna play. We're gonna play her explanation. This is a woman talking about another woman.
Now,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Russ. You good?
I was gonna say, people, when y'all use these words, y'all don't realize the trauma and like the effect these words carry. My grandmother is 87 years old, bro, and she is 2021, and she still refers to herself as a colored girl in 2021.
Bro, Daryl, tell him about the last funeral we went to. She was known for taking the kids to the colored school. Like that was in her eulogy. She was a great woman. She used to pick up the kids and take the kids to the colored school.
And this is the stuff I be talking about, and people act like this was.
Daryl was talking
like this
about
was
this. Like literally,
like slavery is 400 years old. Like yeah,
My
my
great grandmother passed in 2019, the beginning of 2019.
Yeah, this is 2 years ago. We went to this funeral. We just went to this funeral 2 years ago, bro. 2 years ago, and she was involved with taking the kids to the first colored school.
I believe it. My grandparents black and white, man. They couldn't. That wasn't allowed then.
Oh,
it wasn't popular. My grandma didn't even see her other side of the family. Like that wasn't it. You wasn't. Hell no.
Bro, when they read that eulogy like that, like you know, like when you go over someone's life, it's like, I'm like, damn, it was really that close, bro.
Yeah.
This was the same sweet old lady who we used to come over and eat. She gave us a kiss, ask us how we was doing, you know, and just smile. Then I had no idea that she was facing this type of turmoil earlier in her life.
Yeah.
Whole life. And you don't realize it. My grandma cried when Barack got elected president. She cried. And to me, I didn't understand that because I was a sophomore in high school. You know, I didn't go through what she had to go through. She was crying tears that this man was in the White House. Because you got to think, my grandma's from Alabama, dog. She was at the Birmingham riots. She got sprayed with hoses.
Oh, yeah.
Attacked by dogs. She was there when Martin Luther King Jr. walked across the Selma Bridge, dog. That stuff you don't ever think you're going to see in your lifetime if you've dealt with something like that. People burned crosses in my granny's front yard when she was 10 years old, burnt down her neighbor's house. And for the people that don't know, because I have coworkers that are ignorant to this, I had a coworker say that only happened in South Park. The KKK in the South would burn crosses on Black people's front yards.
What's a shout out to Asia Wilson, I believe. Yeah. Did you guys ever seen her speech when they put the statue? Yeah. They put up the statue for her in South Carolina University. She was crying when she was giving her acceptance speech of the statue. She was like, this was the same campus my grandma couldn't walk on. She had to walk around a long way to get around the university's campus because she wasn't allowed. And now they have a statue of me here, her granddaughter. And people want to think like we're so far removed from it. They don't want to acknowledge what's going on.
So if you want the truth, what will it take? Centuries. We won't be here. We won't be here. It will not be us.
And to boil it down to a simpler fact, I think it will take people acknowledging there's a problem first.
And I don't think that will happen. I don't think that will happen I'm saying like another 400 years, maybe.
So let me put it to this for the audience who do listen. Thank you for being here and listening to this. This has been this episode is going to be a tough pill to swallow, so to speak, right? It's just like us saying rape doesn't exist because men don't get raped like that. I've never been raped, so rape doesn't exist. That's bullshit, man. That's 100% bullshit. Just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You need to acknowledge the problem and deal with the problem.
That's real. I don't know where we at on this episode right now, but I do want to say this.
Audio, so good.
Yeah, I think about the people that share, and I think about this with all of y'all. I think about this with all of y'all. If something happened to y'all with the cops, it'd be a whole bunch of nonsense. On my end, trust me, because I'd be acting a fool. But I think about the people that share birthdays with Breonna, went to her graduations, was there for her promotions. When she laughed and cried, and all of that. They don't deserve this, and that girl didn't deserve that either. That's all I can think about. Them people that shared those moments with her, and she died. She lost her life that way. That's all I got for it, though.
And I'm gonna wrap with that audio that Vash was talking about earlier, with the classroom. Um,
Dr. G is doing that whole thing about Breonna. I'm sorry she was killed, but you know, when you hang out with people with guns that shoot at cops, you're likely to get caught in the crossfire. I'm very sorry. I'm confused. Dr. G is on the announcements reading about what's her name, Breonna something, the one that was killed in the gunfire from the cops.
Yeah, something.
She was hanging out with the guy who was wanted on charges. They had that, and he fired at them, and they fired back. You know, if you hang out with people who are criminals and they shoot at a cop, you're likely to get caught in the crossfire. It does not matter what color your skin is, you're likely to get caught in the crossfire. I'm sorry I really, truly, it's sad that she put herself in that position. But she put herself in that position by hanging out with somebody she shouldn't have been with.
Wasn't even.
That's her boyfriend, which means she can't be with her.
Okay, here's the thing. She was with her boyfriend who was a criminal.
That was her ex-boyfriend. They came to the wrong house.
Yeah, they keep, bro. What?
That was her ex-boyfriend. He didn't live there anymore.
What, did he fire the first shot though?
No, nobody shot anything. The cop shot first. If he shot, that was self-defense anyways, because that was the wrong house they was at. Come on, forensic science.
Okay, if you got a no-knock warrant, and besides that, I'll tell you right now.
Drowning.
The guy was already in custody earlier that day.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry she's dead, but
He brushed it off. She said, yeah, okay.
proof that he fired at them first. Now,
All right, let's talk about family.
let's talk about.
How do you? All right.
What was that from?
It's a video that I've seen on
they
Twitter.
were in a class. They were in a Zoom
Talking about
class
it.
for
Right.
forensic science, and that's what the forensic science professor is talking about.
That was the
She had no
professor.
idea what the fuck.
Yeah,
She
so-
had no idea what she was talking about.
No, this is
All
the
her
thing.
facts were wrong.
How do you?
Send me that, please.
These are professors, teachers, people that are in charge of
Educating
educating the future.
Supposedly educated.
Educating the future. How do you respect someone that thinks like that? And also for the kids or students or whatever, like how do you for the students that are ignorant to the issues, you know what I'm saying? You can't be so ignorant, but like if you don't know about certain issues, or like
some people just
we had
don't
the
care.
conversation before, like there's people that grow up in a predominantly white neighborhood or in white areas and have never seen a black person before. Like there's areas like that. So how do you teach the people that have never been in these situations on how to act or how to think for themselves when their professors are teaching them obviously the wrong things? How do you blame them if they're being taught these things? You know what I mean?
Because the information is out there in the world. So I still put the blame on you. Like, you can't solely base all your decisions of anything on one person or two people or three. Like, you got to go get the information. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying for like, I'm not saying it like, not like how do you blame them for being ignorant? I'm saying like when you have these leaders and people that are teaching you these kind of things, or that are thinking this like that was fucking stupid. How she was thinking.
I mean,
bro, that was some of the dumbest stuff I ever heard.
I don't know a better way to vet like who you're.
That's what I'm saying. How do you like these are your teachers, like these are your leaders. Like how the fuck do you expect them to think? You know what I'm saying? If they're telling you this way, I heard like kids in the video combating what she was saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Giving her facts and shit like that. But That shit is just crazy. Your leaders are not supposed to be teaching you these things, or like saying these things.
Or really not supposed to be giving their opinion on these things, rather. They should be giving you the information for you to form your own opinion on
She should be fired.
whatever is happening.
But definitely, if you're gonna talk about it, know what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly.
Hey, shout out to the students in the audio. Because there was like 2 or 3 times where they almost lost their fucking marbles and they collected themselves back.
For sure.
He said, bro, what the hey, come on, forensics teacher. Come on.
Yeah.
So
let's
like
talk
this the
forensics.
thing. So
Let's
like
keep it there.
D said, like as an educator, it's their responsibility to educate them on the topics without pushing their opinions. You know what I'm saying? So like D, she's a high school teacher. So something happened. Well, obviously COVID happened, so they weren't in school or whatever. But something happened.
That was high school?
No, I'm saying D teaches high school. D teaches high school.
Oh, okay. Copy.
So
that might have been college, believe it or not, bro. That might be a higher level of education.
So that's the thing. It's like she said, like you talk about the topics, but you're not supposed to push your opinion on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or on a group or whatever. Just state the topics. You can talk about it, but when you start pushing your own opinions and shit like that, that's when
your own opinion on something you don't know. You didn't even know her name. You said Breonna something. When you start talking about things and you're in that position, it's like everything else. Oh, why does this person get more flack than this one? Because they're in a position that says that the power they have, they should be doing these things. And when you don't, you affect other people's lives. That's why it's more after pressure on somebody a cop that shoots somebody than somebody from the hood. Like, well, black people kill each other. Black people in the hood, I don't want to get a black on black crime, but that's not the same as having somebody in power of a position who's supposed to protect you, shooting you.
Just what gets me is like, bro, they disputed her wrong facts. They corrected her, and she still said, well, so
she found another reason to try and hold on.
Bro, she couldn't just say, oh, my bad, I was wrong. Educate me.
But that
which is what real people do.
So like
that's what you would do.
Just was talking about like the positional power and how you have a certain level of power and you have a certain responsibility. Like it goes back to the whole Zlatan, the soccer player, talking about how LeBron shouldn't talk about politics and Zlatan, whatever. I don't care what his name is.
Zlatan or whatever. I know
whatever his name is. And the whole that brings me back to the whole. I feel like the majority of the world thinks that black people speaking up on injustices against black people is a political issue. It's not a political issue. It's a fucking human right.
What's the politics in that? LeBron ain't running for governor. LeBron ain't running for governor.
Where's the political stance on that?
Yeah, anytime you talk about injustice, but like if you were to talk about the Nazis, is that political? If you were to talk about World War, is that political? You talk about slavery. I'm good on politics.
So Josh brought up a good point, and I had this conversation at work, and you can edit this out or do whatever. So you're gonna interact with people who look like you more than anybody else. So in lower income neighborhoods, we'll call it what it is. Black people are around a lot of black people, and other neighborhoods, white people around a lot of white people. You talk about black on black crime, but the statistics are there. A white woman is more likely to be raped by a white male. DUIs and vehicular manslaughter. If a white person is hit, they're more likely hit by a white person. Crimes, white collar crimes, blue collar crimes, white on white crime. It happens when you're living around your living space. People don't talk about that. They never want to bring that up.
Yeah,
they don't want to bring up numbers.
In poor neighborhoods, you're like, no one's gonna drive across town to rob somebody.
Exactly.
I ain't got money to begin with. Why would I fucking spend money to go across town to get some money?
Exactly. You interacting with people who are around you. And let's call it what it is. In Arizona, Tracy can tell you, I'm sure it's like where you're from. It's like blocks of black people living together. It's not like, it's black people here, white people the next 10 streets, and then black. It's I hate to say we're packed in. We're crabs in a bucket. We packed in like
no. Do you know why? But do you know why? Why?
Oh yeah, you already know why.
You know about redlining, right?
About redlining.
Yeah, redlining. I would say gentrification, yo. Trust me, I'm here. But I'll let y'all get back to it. I'm sorry, I got on a tangent. That's my fault.
No, that's good.
bro.
That's good. So the whole point is just talking about like just the injustices. But that's
And
it.
just let us know, just because we pro-black, we not anti-white. Got a lot of love, got a lot of white friends.
Man, my grandmama white, all right? So
yeah, just let
I
y'all
don't
know
hate
that.
white people.
Just hit y'all with my best friend white.
Nah, but that's real life though. My grandmama who started raising me, she was white, full white, Irish 4'11" with red hair, baby.
Bro, I don't care what race you are. If you good people, you good people.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's simple.
Yeah, this is not about being racist against another. It's about pointing out the facts, and if you can't acknowledge them, then you got more reflecting to do if you think you're a good person.
The whole point of this episode is just to raise awareness about Breonna Taylor, about things that are going on. The information is in front of you. Whether you want to look into it, whether you want to accept it is up to you. But I don't think we have really much to say left on this episode, to be honest.
We don't.
Thank you for having us. I already told them about the shirts. We're rocking Breonna Taylor shirts. If you'd like one, let us know. Hopefully wearing these shirts would just spark awareness at any point if you're wearing it out. If you do buy them, like, oh, Breonna, well, what's that for? And you can explain the situation. Yeah, start a conversation. Thank you for being with us. This episode is definitely gonna be a tough pill to swallow, especially if it doesn't affect you. And that's the thing, right? For most people who probably listen, most people who look like us, they've been there, done that, right? But hopefully we reach someone else who this doesn't affect and just raise awareness.
Yep.
Thank you for being with us. This has been episode 18. 18 we're talking about.
Episode 18.
Episode 18. Thank you. We love y'all. Hope you make it safe. Hopefully you don't have to deal with these situations at best, and that's really
hope you're safe at home too.
Yeah, make it safe.
Yeah, shit.
As always,
y'all be safe.